continue, right? Going down the rabbit hole.
Connections in this entire case. Howdy, y'all. I'm Brylan. Now, yesterday on New Year's Day, I covered the terror attack in New Orleans. I showed you a bunch of information that they really wish you didn't know. Well, in this video, there has been a massive update that connects a lot of dots that, again, they wish you couldn't connect. Now, it was announced yesterday that they do not believe that this terror attack in New Orleans, that the guy acted alone. And like I showed you in my video yesterday, the mayor of New Orleans said that this was a terror.
Now, just like Trump Towers, this is not, we're going to stay away from that word, terror. This is what you call a psyop. You know, when y'all chilling and out of nowhere, your friends say, well, I'm not a thief. Where the fuck did we get this from? Like, where you just coming out of nowhere? All right, so you can pick up what's going on. All right, Louisiana, Trump Towers. I gotta put Louisiana. I forgot to put that in the title.
Attack, and then the FBI immediately after in the same news conference said it's not a terror attack. And remember, they knew at that time that he had an ISIS flag inside his truck. Yet they still tried to tell you that it wasn't a terror attack.
The city of New Orleans was impacted by a terrorist attack. This is not a terrorist event.
Well, also yesterday, there was the cyber truck that exploded outside the Trump Hotel. Now they're saying that's being investigated as a possible act of terror. Now I'm going to show you how this cyber truck.
I should have just played it. You can tell I don't never look at stuff. I walk by faith in what the Holy Spirit tell me. Click this video. When I tell you to go on, we'll give you what to say.
Right here, parked outside the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. How the man that's sitting in this truck right here, as it explodes, is connected to the man that did the terror attack in New Orleans in one of the most insane ways you will ever hear. Hey, real quick, would you consider hitting that thumbs up button? You know, when you like this video, you're not agreeing with the insanity. You're helping push this video out to more people to help spread the truth. But I'd play you this video of it exploding, but I don't know if they're gonna flag it or not. This is pretty crazy. Law enforcement officials are claiming that because the suspect used a cyber truck in their attack earlier today against the Trump Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas Strip, which has a 1.4 millimeter body panel and a 1.8 millimeter door panels, the explosion only caused minimal damage, with even the windows of the hotel lobby only feet from the truck not having been shattered. Officials state that most of the blast was contained within the vehicle, with the remainder having went up through the roof instead of out from the sides. Now, the Cybertruck was so reinforced that it actually contained the explosions in a way that probably saved people's lives and definitely saved the doors and windows of Trump Hotel.
So those are gasoline canisters.
Once you click this video, you'll be taken to usdca.com/maps. From here, you can click on any state and get a...
So those are gasoline canisters. They are camp fuel canisters and large firework mortars. Also would like you to pay attention to
Dynamite
video as you see that. It looks like the exterior of that truck is completely intact as it sits there. The fact that this was a cyber truck really limited the damage that occurred inside of the valet because it had most of the blast go up through the truck and out.
And in fact, in the video of the actual explosion, you can see that there's a man standing right here. When the truck goes off, you see him run away. Now imagine if this was not a Cybertruck with the reinforced panels. This could have done a lot of damage. This was Elon Musk's response to it. The evil knuckleheads picked the wrong vehicle for their attack. Cybertruck actually contained the explosion and directed the blast upwards. Not even the glass doors of the lobby were broken. Now this is wild. I looked into the background of Matthew A. Lavasberger.
Now, inside job, just like 9/11. When you know someone that hate and gonna do some stuff like that fail miserably like that. And his truck, his stuff, we look stupid.
A 37-year-old from Colorado Springs who drove a Turo-rented Tesla and that blew up at the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. Livelsberger is also a U.S. Army veteran, like the New Orleans terror suspect. He was a Special Forces intelligence sergeant, defense analysis and strategic studies degree from Norwich University. Denver 7 reported that he served at the same military base as the New Orleans attacker. Not only that, but...
Pause. Shout outs. Samantha, right? Over there in Farmstead. She told y'all that. I remember hearing that.
The two trucks that were used in these attacks, the Cybertruck and the Ford, were both rented from the same truck company. But here's one of the wildest connections in this entire case. After extensive cell phone, laptop, and vehicle GPS data analysis going back 4 years, Ryan Wesley Routh visited Fort Bragg 147 times, staying overnight on 29 occasions. The suspects in yesterday's attacks on Bourbon Street and in New Orleans and the Trump Tower in Las Vegas both served at Fort Bragg, the same military base Ryan Routh visited over.
Oh man, that dude looked like remember the dude in Rocky, the Russian, like the older make version of him.
100 times before attempting to do the thing to Trump that we all know about. Now, is all this connecting evidence just a big old coinkydink? Well, that would be pretty hard to believe, wouldn't it? This guy makes a good point. You're telling me Shamsud and Matt were stationed at the same base together, rented cars using the same app, committed attacks on the same day, but they're not related. The odds of that happening are insane. Yet, there's an update. FBI says the New Orleans attacker acted alone. No definitive link to Vegas incident. Just blows your mind, doesn't it? Now it says this story is developing. It's going to be interesting what kind of excuses they give on how these aren't connected whatsoever, even though there's like mountains of connections between them. And if they're definitely not connected, like absolute proof that they're not, what are the chances of all these things, all these ties being connected between the two attacks, and then they really are just complete lone wolves? Like they have no idea that they both were going to commit these heinous attacks. In fact, Matthew worked in special forces overseeing drone operations and maintenance. The Post has learned as he is pictured for the first time wearing camouflage and posing with a rifle atop a snowy mountain. He was 37 years old. This man knew his stuff, but somewhere along the line was radicalized, obviously. Now again, these men had extensive military backgrounds. You would think that Matthew here would know that the Cybertruck wouldn't have been the best option for his attack. But again, they are trying to send a message here. Clearly, they are trying to send a message with the New Orleans attacker having the ISIS flag and Matthew obviously sending...
Thanks, War Ready and Angel Rolling, Ivan Drago, yeah.
a message through exploding a Cybertruck in front of a Trump hotel. Look at John chapter 16 with me here. Verse 33, this is Jesus telling his disciples that there will come a time when you are scattered, each to his own home, to leave me alone. And Jesus says, yet he is not alone, because the Father is with me. Yet through all this, he says this to them, these things I have spoken to you, so that in me you may have peace. In the world you have tribulation, but take courage. I have overcome the world. You know, that same promise we can take comfort in, that we can have peace.
See? The power is being revealed throughout the whole world. Not the teaching of the gospel, not teaching of some names, but actually, do you got it when it's needed? That's what counts. Thanks for coming out. I'm B.C, the IVET Group. HSE-TV Entertainment is where you came. Hit that like button and that share if the Holy Spirit tell you. I'd rather you breathe it to the people you love. It's that much more potent. But if you can't, just tell them to sit down and watch 11 to 12 minutes of the video. Braca!